Alright peeps, welcome to Cavey episode 29, the finale! So I thought I'd bring you out here for a nice little angle to enjoy Cavey from beneath. Oh yeah, when you're this far zoomed in, your controls are inverted, so I've got to go left to go right and that. Look at that, you've got a fresh new angle on the fancy tails of the beavers here. For this episode, it is near about messing about underneath Cavey. Let's get ourselves back above Cavey. Fully appreciate the full lemonade storage there. And we even still have some lemons knocking about. Not to mention we're up on more water, thanks to our big old tank. And Schlopers here keeping all the beavers watered. And now that we've got the level up here, we'll have beavers gone in for a swim. Look at that. Make sure it doesn't wash your fancy tail off though, beavers. But at the end of the last episode, I ran out of water because all of these got built. Classic MiGly manoeuvre, that. Oh, and another classic MiGly manoeuvre that I thankfully got alerted to in the comments. You see this bloody berry bush here? It's not supposed to be there. Beavers, of the builder varieties, do you mind coming up here and whacking your hammer on this berry bush, thank you? And then if another beaver, or the same beaver, I'm not too picky, comes along and whacks a hammer on this bit of dynamite, I would be absolutely chuffed. Because that way we can blow it up here and notice that it was blocking our bloody sluice. But aye, there's a tidy little bit of wasted terrain blockage, but that should sort our flooding issue that we had all about in the last episode. Now before we get too much further in this episode, where we've got our kits swimming, every time I come over here I end up just stuck here. But before we get too much further, let us begin what will end Cavey and plop our very last monument down, the Earth Repopulator. Now while I was saying that, I noticed it was a bit hickin' large, like. It's a big laddie, alright. Well, my plan was to pop it on top of the bloody warehouses. That's why there's nothing on top of the warehouses and why I didn't want to build any more warehouses on top of the warehouses. Oh, and I kind of built it at this height anyway. What height is that? 27's too tall. What about here? 22. 22 works fine. Now, I'm still adamant I'm going to get me Earth Repopulator knocking the boot on this tower stack of warehouses right here. And coincidentally enough, we just so happen to have heaps of empty bloody warehouses. So what if we kick out the cassavas here, plop some lemons in there, replace the lemons there, and then we got 3 lots of rations we need to sort out. And some canola seeds, of course. So why don't we have ourselves a real casual speed 4 while the haulers knock about all those boxes from one warehouse to another. And it didn't take them long at all. It's all bloody shifted about, apart from a couple of corn rations here. I guess they're just gonna have to get picked up from their deck, aren't they? Right, so testing time. Can I pop the Earth Repopulator on there? I can't pop the Earth Repopulator on there. One more layer down. And you can see I'm hoping I can plop it here because I've got corn rations in there. Earth Repopulator? I can't! It's gunning on this level then. And now our beavers, I'm putting the lemons back up here. And I'm going to have a hopeful little eggplant box there. Right, let me shift this rubble out of the way. See if we're popping some large piles on here. And being cheeky and still popping that on. Oh, can it? Can it be built to that height? Alright, need bonus large piles. I guess having one overflow of each will have to do the trick. Now, do we have bottom here? I think we should have bottom here. Like 2,000 science points. Get in there, bot. As long as we still got scrap, as that's all we need. But anywho, let's have a proper look at this. We need to go one wider on the owl stack there. And it looks to be 3 out towards the centre of the owl district here. Now, I'm tempted to go off. Look at the beaver! The beavers love to levitate. You always piss off whenever I get close to you. But the beavers love to bloody levitate here in Cavey. But I think we're going to go off this side so we can tuck right up against the hour spill. And then let's see if I'm right about the 3 longs over here. Earth Repopulator, will you fit? Looks like we need to go 4 long on 2 of them and come out 2 more here. Alright, now is this the footprint? How's that not the bloody footprint? Why is that not fitting, peeps? I mean, I've never seen this thing in action, but I didn't see why that wouldn't fit. Oh, it fits there, but not there. So we're going to have to go one off the right. That's not so matter. Well, now we know exactly where we need to put it. We need to sort out these bloody platforms. Because I didn't stand for these bloody floaty platforms. And to be honest with you, it's probably better we came off this side because I can just build directly up from here. Oh, does it take power? It doesn't take power, thankfully, but if it did, I have an engine right here. And I could have said I had it all planned out from the start. I mean, some things were planned, but this certainly wasn't. And with our tidy little corner ladder there, let us finally plop this in for 20,000 science points. Look at that! The Earth Repopulator is plopped. And it just needs to get built. Alright, beavers, that's your priority. You need to be cracking away with that. Why don't we hang about in Cavey's freshly regenerated cave with the beavers for the need? I need to show you a canny little idea. Here we have big issues with dehydration on this hill. And that's thanks to these bloody irrigation barriers right here, which are somewhat necessary, because if we scroll the world down, you can see we got water sources directly on the door there. And I thought long and hard about how I could sort this out, you know, and I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, what's a bloody cupcake to do here? And then it came to us, all of a sudden, in a YouTube comment. We can delete this door all the way down to the sources, irrigation barrier, platform, levees, and we get all the irrigation through and none of the contamination. And to mark the occasion, I'm even going to unlock some triple dynamite. And hope Beavers come and pick this up relatively quickly, like. Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine the builders are a bit busy with the priorities over here. Let's sort this out then. High priority, all this stuff here. Medium priority, the actual all-3 populator. And now Beavers should get about picking and banging this in. Well, go on, why not? Blast it away. I will need to close these sluices though. Close that sluice. Close this sluice. And Beavers, will you please pick these up while we're flooding the side of the bloody cave here? Oh my, how much water's in here? This is sluices off, isn't it? Yeah, closed. I didn't just blow up to the... Surely that wasn't 3 deep. I definitely should have checked, like. Nice one, MiGly. And the best bit is you have to replace that with a bit of terrain as well. You've only got 126 left and you're not going to be farming any more of it. Oh, it's already in. Immediately in. Right, so the flooding should actually stop now on this hill. Why, aye, that's stopped there. So now that that's in, let's unlock 2 booms. Tell Beavers to get that in with a quickness. As well as the irrigation barrier, the platform, and the levee. Genuinely perplexed as to why I didn't think of that, you know. But for now, let's go 2 down on the big kaboom. And then just real casually hang about here while the Beavers get all of that schmackarood in. Oh, well, they've got that in, but please tell me you got the irrigation barrier in as well, Beavers. I knew it! Oh, but they can at least reach it, I think. It's not saying they can't reach it. That's all that matters. Especially since we're in a drought. We can quickly auto this big sluice here. Let the water fall out. Do the same with this sluice here. And then watch this cave reservoir fill all the way up. Thanks to the Yoton and the big cave fill. And yeah, we're still going to overspill a little bit here. But that was never the issue. We love a bit of overspillage. The issue was when the water guns down, it dried the hill, which it will no longer do. Because this bit of dirt here is getting fully satiated with water by flooding through the top of this irrigation barrier in the bottom of this bit of platform here. Now let's have a quick check to see if we can remove any more irrigation barriers. We had to consider this block here gets contaminates this bit of terrain here, and if we follow that over, that's going to contaminate this bit of terrain, which needs this little irrigation barrier to be in, and this one, right. So that's fine. We just need to make sure we get 10 logs in there. Are you Builder Beaver about to smash a log in there? Let's find out speed 3. 1 out of 10. Get on, Beaver. The Beaver couldn't care less. I don't know why he's chucking these bloody logs, because there's nowhere else that's maximum priority for them. And like, there actually isn't anywhere else that's maximum priority for it. That is maximum priority though, isn't it? It's not like those... MiGly, mate. And then no doubt we're going to have this little... And then no doubt we're going to have this irrigation barrier in before I can even speak English properly. Well, now we got that all sorted. Why didn't we... Whoa, 185 bad water. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tank. We have bad water in here, you know? Yeah, now let's slope it up. You never know when you're going to get a bad tide again. And speaking of sloping things up, are you still operational? Why, aye, keep your slopes. Keep taking all your resources into the scrap mine there. Look at the bots. God, I bloody love the bots cracking about. And we do have one of these running full time, so I need to make sure we're not running out of bloody limbs or heeds or out like that. Now, we've got a decent amount of bots ready to go. You know, since it's so close, let's get it to 99 and then pause it. Damn it! I purposely didn't come out of speed 4 because I wanted to be big and clever, but that's what being big and clever gets you, peeps. Just stick to exercising. It's much safer for you, as long as you don't have a deed, of course. Oh, you know what else I had to think about in the last episode? Could we, perhaps, plant some mangroves down here? We certainly have the ability to plop them in, but can our beavers reach it? Will our beavers tackle the big wheel? Or can they actually get round it? Beavers might be able to get round, you know. There's only one way to find out. And that's to delete this poor double platform here. It's been in and out that many times. We shall be able to replace that double with a single and a ladder. And then if I'm not mistaken, we'll take the world down here. Ah, we can run a path. Can we actually run a path? Oh, we can't actually run a path. But look, we can get to there. A beaver might be able to skip around the side there and plant the mangroves. I'm keen to see if they can, like. I was about to say, why didn't we join Big Davey hour here and watch these platforms get popped in? But basically they're already in. So why didn't we join Davey hour here and watch the rest of these platforms get popped in? We like beavers? I turned away and checked my notes for 3 seconds and you smashed them in and started building the Earth repopulator. Oh, these are eager beavers out here in Cavey, like. Look at all those planks just knocking about on the deck there. Waiting to be treated by old Botto here and he's 100% efficiency. Damn. For reals, beavers. Oh, everyone's clocked off, that's why. Aye. That's more like it. And while we've got the last of the beavers exercising here before they go to bed, why don't I pan to the left, show you this big tree here that I never marked for cutting. Now it's marked for cutting. Hold up. What would a pine risen? Beaver, get back in the wood workshop. I'd rather you be sitting around doing it than a bot. And what would a bloody shacks for the tap at a dap? It looks like we're expanding our pine farm over here. But I don't want to turn off cut trees yet because I still want to get those trees cut, you know. Because yeah, now we need a couple of 1,000 treated planks in here, which means a little bit of bloody pine resin. I was just looking at my population there. 76 beavers. 73 working age beavers. That is a bloody hell of a lot of beavers to be looking after, like. It's a good thing we've got the grease for our bots to keep them all lubed up and keep these beavers knocking about as efficiently as possible. I don't know why this is running, you know. We've got a full tank of extract. We didn't use it for anything, really. Well, we use it for grease, I suppose. But we are supplying all the horsepower we need, and that's with everyone clocked on. Is that all engines spinning? Even the bonus one up the top here? Well, that makes sense then. Look at our tribute ingenuity here. It's absolutely whoosh and rund. Especially if I got it to speed 4, it'll just whoosh round so fast it won't even look like it's turning at all. Nah, it is canny to see it absolutely spinning like. Oh, and you know what this reminds me we need to do? Real quickly before this gets picked up. Beavers, a big change is happening up on the old scrap hill here. We're not going to be planting any more oaks up here. Maybe not even up here. Most likely here though, I don't see why we wouldn't plant any oaks there, you know. But as for the rest of you laddies here, you just want to hope that you get a quick chop. And while we're waiting for these laddies to get a quick chippity chop, we nearly lost Cavey again. I went to record this episode. The bloody big texture pack for all the lemons and grapes and that was updated. And I got a big crash. But yeah, now thankfully I had a backup of all the mods. So I done my old Jason shenanigans and we're back in Cavey. It does mean I'm going to have to go in Lemon Canyon and remove every single piece of like lemons and grapes and everything and extremely tall bamboo and all of that stuff from that map. Because I have a feeling if I try and load update 7 with all of these update 6 mods, which I have forced and tricked to be loaded, they're going to crash. And I really definitely want to lose Lemon Canyon. We've had that bad lad since update 5, man. It's a map that's spanning multiple updates. I never bloody thought that when I started it. I definitely didn't think of it when our colony perished either, like. But I've got so many mad ideas that need to get sorted in Lemon Canyon and we need to get them done. That's enough Lemon Canyon talk anyway. This is Cavey and we've got a couple of more mad ideas left today in Cavey. And since it's the finale, you know it's going to be happening this episode. And we've got the bell ringing to symbolise the end of the speedy up bit there. I just wanted to come check on these mangroves. Do we have the mangroves in? Nah, we didn't. And this was maximum priority, so this is in. Alright, let's see. How far does your range go? It goes up to the water wheel, as I thought there. It's alright. You know what we could do? I mean, look, this is dangerous, but for science, let's find out. I want to get a one long tunnel here, which I can't do because it's under a platform. Is this platform particularly important? Nah, we can get that deleted. A delete E, 5 long tunnel. Oh, that could do it. That could do it, you know, peeps. There's potential here. There's potential. I'm unlocking it. Beavers, smash that in for science. Since we've got a billion planks knocking about, why don't I just plop a little side platform on here if I'm allowed to? There we go. That will allow the charging station to go back on there. We've got a dehydrated tree. How far down's the water? Oh, that's well beneath the block there, look. Big block and a half, and we've got a hydrated hill. Just one little dehydrated oak, and it was nearly done now. Now, beavers, did you get any progress on the tunnel? Nearly halfway there on the logs. Nearly halfway there. And it's a good thing we haven't just switched off a significant amount of, like, tree chopping and growth and things, isn't it? Like, imagine if we'd just done that, and now we're running out of wood. That would be lunacy, wouldn't it? And how far have we got to go on these? Another 15 days. It's going to take bloody yonks to get in. Well, I reckon we've got enough room anyway to see if my plan can come to fruition. Up in the old scrap corner here, I want to get ourselves a motivarium. Oh, I had a feeling I was going to have to dynamite some dirt. That's why we weren't growing trees on this line here. That is huge. That motivarium is bloody massive, like. And where does it get its power from? Please see I can get in the side. Because I have to get in the side. Right, so good news, we have a path available. That is essential for what's coming next. So beavers, get a dynamite in those 3. Need real hurry, because we've got 15 days before we need to do anything about it our here. Oh, and how we're doing in the tank? Oh, no. Oh, cool. Yeah, beaver bots, you just hang a boot up here. I'm sure you're not needed elsewhere. I mean, you're actually not really needed elsewhere, are you? Oh. Let me preemptively get a bot back in here. Knew that we got all these pines that need to grow up and get resined up and tapped and shacked and get straight in there. But yeah, now let us remove the ceremonial path up there on top of that ladder, because that ladder's about to go up. Now how high up it needs to go is yet to be determined. And this ladder also needs to go up and all. Because what my plan is to pop a good old-fashioned wind tunnel on top of the mine here. And by the looks of things, it's the same size as the motivarium. Easy peasy. Oh, and I've just noticed it's the exact same size as the big mine here. But I have changed my mind. We didn't need this here anymore. We're just going to be going up on this little ladder stack. So up and away. Now actually, let me double check this, because I didn't know that the motivarium was ground only until a YouTube comment. Thank you. That made me rethink where this was going to go, because it was originally going to go somewhere over here. But the wind tunnel doesn't have to be on the deck. Fantastic. Right. Let's see how low we can go. Our other mine. Oh, for real? I can just go there. Apart from here for some reason. Oh, trees. There's trees growing here, isn't there? So I'm actually going to have to go one higher because of the trees. I love that. I absolutely love that. Well, since we're doing the footprint of the mine, let's get 2 little metal pillars out there. A little hour hang out here. And then the big 6 long laddies all the way up there. Now, I did forget that we needed to do a pathway as well. So there we go. Big pathway for our wind tunnel. Get amongst it, beavers. And you know what? Since we are going to have this whack around the outside here, let me plop some ladders on here and a tidy little one small platform. You know what, actually? I'm not the biggest fan of this little bit of hour hang here. Seems a bit nonsensical to me. Let's sort that out. I like that much more there. Much prefer that. Properly supported on either side. And that way we can delete these ladders and platform. Delete that ceremonial path there. Get up on this stack instead. And replace our ceremonial paths on top of the ladders there to symbolise they're not going up any further. And I feel like it would be a mild injustice not to put a side platform on here and have a little bit of a path gone somewhere. For something. I love me random little back scratchers everywhere. Hopefully that means that beavers have actually got access to all the back scratchers, which they haven't, because look at that, only a little over half of them. We need even more back scratchers knocking about. We could do with another exercise plaza and all, like, to be fair. Maybe a bit of campfire rooftop terrace action. Maybe. And since we know the motivarium takes up that much space right there, we can replant oaks right there. And to be fair, I think we should just get round to doing this sooner rather than later. Delete all that. Beavers, enjoy the bonus logs temporarily while you've got them. I want you to plop some dirt on there. And then before you actually plop the dirt in, let me double check, make sure I'm not being a silly billy. I'm not being a silly billy, happy days. And then we're going to have to replace our wee stream gauge. And made me think there. We don't need this bit of water here, do we? Like, we just don't. What if we make it terrain? That's a bonus bit of oak growing area right there. Oh yeah. And these that were screaming at your monitors, you can be very happy that I noticed before it all got built. I need to leave this open for a bit of bloody power, didn't I? Get the power on the crack. While we're on power, why don't we sort that out? We need to bring power in to this block here. A bit of upward power shaft to be specific. And then we're going to go up for a while here. And if I can get away with it, I want to do a couple of side platforms, a little like that. And run power across the top there. But unfortunately, I need the bloody motivarium in so I can figure out how tall it is. Because you see, it looks like it's 2.5 gone on 3 blocks tall there. But when it's shifted hour, how tall actually is it? And that's not all the way across, it's just at the back here. So yeah, now we need to wait for terrain to be plopped in, which doesn't take very long at all. And then we'll be able to blow these up. And you know what, let's not waste any time. Oak's in there. Oh, beaver. Second build-up beaver, hammer it in, get it in, and then I can do another oak in there. Oh, I'm getting the bloody TNTs in. Oh, it's all happening now, right? A detonate. Watch yourself, Mr. Forrester. Don't get blown up. Good lad, not getting blown up. And then we still need to wait 15 days for these to get in. I forgot about these. Well, hopefully the logs have been picked up by then, if not else, you know. And did I just blow this bit of dirt up for no reason? That would be an affirmative. I'm not placing that block that way around. But I'm also not placing another bloody dart excavator. Beavers, get that in. Oh, get it in off screen. I can't bloody look at it. There's a tunnel in. Is the tunnel in? Do we have any stranded beavers? Would be the other question. Nah, the tunnel's not in, so we've got no stranded beavers. We are getting awfully close. 4 logs. I think this is going to come in, you know. It's going to come in real quick. Got ourselves an angle here where you can see the beavers exercising. And the hammer blows falling on the edge of the tunnel there. And there it is. It's in. Right, new question is, does the forester have enough range to go down there, out there, and plant some bloody crops? MiGly! MiGly! The wheel's still blocking him, mate. Ooh, what a waste. Oh, that was metal blocks as well. It wasn't even scrap. Oh, that's not fun. What else can I say? Other than let's get down, unlock the 7-long tunnel here, and get that bad lad plopped in there. Now, that's a maximum priority job, and I don't even want to know how expensive that is. I actually do not want to know. I didn't look. I don't want to know. Oh, this saddens me, but if nothing else, once he's banged that in, we'll be able to get a bit of oak planted on, and remember to tell the beaver to cut these. Oh, oh no, that's fine. There's no reason to turn it into a monkey there, MiGly. This should turn itself off before it floods. Right, 0.85 is when you turn yourself off now. Couple of logs in there, which we were putting in that pesky bloody tunnel like. Now, we are out of a drought, so it shouldn't be too long. Let's actually see where it's up to, the water. It's flooding this bit of pipe here. Let's wait for it to get up here and straight out, and it'll start flooding all of this stuff. And to be fair, there should be another pipe that'll be filling up as well. There it is, you see it come in. It's not quite as quick, but it's getting there. And I wonder if we'll be able to notice, right? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can notice. Can we see when that sluice opens and it starts increasing in speed in the fill? I think it's just opened. But, like, is it just a bit of placebo? Because I want it to be that. I mean, I could have just pressed speed 4 and said, look at the speed of that. It's bloody filling like nobody's business. And we've got beavers swimming away, getting the wet 4 bonus up. You best get your wet 4 up quick, beavers, because these bloody cycle 69. How didn't I notice? How didn't I notice we're up to cycle 69? Imagine if I planned this a bit better and I had all of this ready to be finished for cycle 69. It would be a legendary little season finale, wouldn't it? But then it wouldn't be the MiGly Plays channel now either, would it? We're feck around and find out is what we do around here. Oh, that's how we end up upside down, looking at the water fill the river here. Or is that water actually, yeah, the water's actually overspilling the river there. Any particular reason? You can actually get into both blocks of this now. As soon as the flooding goes away, it comes back. Look, second it goes away, it's back again. Why? It's never used to be a problem. And then I messed with the river course, and now it's a problem. Hang on, or they just look like they're at different heights because there's water coming through one of them and not the other. Right, look, what if we go 7.5 here? Now that we're actually making a difference because we've got 2 blocks where water can flow there. Does 7.5 flood? It looks like 7.5. I spoke too soon. 7.5 just bloody flooded. But was it a tiny flood? Because if it was a tiny flood, I can deal with that, you know. Yeah, now we'll look alright. I'll deal with tiny little floods. I don't mind them. I don't mind them one little bit. 7.5 is where you can do tea. I suppose it's because we've got all the bloody flow, isn't it? We've got all the our spills here in the middle. We've got water slurpers, but I mean, how look at the water coming down there. Oh, we've got a beaver with a detailed tail. Oh, 2 beavers banging away in here. So multiple beavers will bang away on the one day, eh? What a session. Oh, we need to get the priority sorted. Maximum priority, beavers. All of this maximum priority. Everything maximum. Maximum all the things. Apart from this up here. This, not maximum priority. And now I want to do a little bit of filling of our storage here. So let's get a bot up in here. And since beavers didn't get wet fur by going through the bloody waterfalls anyway, let's get a bot in here. And since we got 4 bot chargers over here, let's actually do the bots in there instead of in there. So you 4, big bot slurpers. And then these 2 are just beaver slurpers. Oh, and I paused these, I didn't switch them to bots. What a bloody fella I am this episode, like. And we need to do a little bit of farming switcheroo action. Since we planted the pumpkins up the front, the aubergines have been struggling, so we're going to plant 6 more over there. for the 8 that we lost out here. And you know what, peeps? I want to hang about inside of the cave here. The atmosphere is wonderful. Look at that. The lights pop on. The beavers just pile in and start enjoying themselves. It's a wonderful place to be at night, this. And that's before the beavers even clock off. Once the beavers clock off, the cave starts bouncing. Beavers spinning a yarn about the day's graft, scratching their backs, sitting, chilling on a bench, and watching the logs burn out in the lovely campfire. And now with the bells saying good morning, beavers, let's get ourselves up in our here and watch some beavers bang away on this bloody wind tunnel / power shaft setup. And we're not shifting until those little oaks down there have been chopped down for good. You know what? This speedy up bit's gonna end when we're going kaboom on those blocks. Aye, I've committed to it now. And before I end up forgetting and never doing this, I've absolutely loved your engagement on these videos. Like, I've sat there and had a couple of chuckles. You know, some of you have been around long enough, you're starting to see patterns in my behaviour and things. Things that I do. And some of you are seeing that, you know, I need a bit of help here and there. But he's watching, yous have been really helpful. Yous have been funny, it's been grand. And it's been canny seeing some new people join as well. Like I see, our channel was stagnating for a bit. Hopefully we can keep all the numbers going up and up and up. The next number to go up will be days between episodes as well. The daily Cavey, clues in the name, it was just daily while we were in Cavey. It's been absolutely hectic this, like I've just came off editing the penultimate episode and then immediately went into recording this one after messing about with the mods, of course. And then the night before that I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning editing episode 27. So yeah, nah, we're going to be down to 3 videos a week. I reckon it's going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday situation. I do plan on doing streams of games. Initially I'll just be streaming The Witcher and then I'll try some other games and we'll see how streaming guns and that. There's the few streams I've done, they've been candy. I've enjoyed hanging out with you and that. And I can only hope that's everything I wanted to say during that speedy up bit, because we are about to blow this up! Boom, boom! New dirt. And now we have this nice clean line here. Let's path the front and plop a motivarium down. Look at that bad lad. Now that that's in, we can actually do the bloody platforms. And I'll have to bloody delete this dry power shaft every time I do something daft like that. So, can I do far along across the tippity top here? I can. And then I didn't need to go 4 long here, did I? Which is good, because I don't think I can. Can I go 3 long? I can! I got 3 long! Perfect! Absolutely perfect! Let's start off with a 90-degree on there. Work our way out. And it's actually kind of good that they couldn't reach this, because we need to rejig it somewhat. I need to see what height overhang I can pop on here, and I have a feeling it's going to say no to this. It said no to that. Therefore, that block was correct, and it just needed to be a straight power shaft. Of the vertical variety, of course. And then we'll plop a universal on there. Continue going along like this. And then for old time's sake, we're going to get the high power shaft out. It is technically a dev mode tool in update 6. But I love it. Look at it. Old time gunning up in corners and that. Yeah, now beavers, whole thing, as usual, maximum priority. But we're going to have to go ahead and pause constructions all the way along here to ensure that you do get it all built. And we've got another beaver banging away. Is this speed 1? It is. Look how fast they're bloody banging away in there. If I got up to speed 2. Oh, 3 beavers banging away. 3 beavers banging away. That's how you repopulate the earth, right there. And now there's no stopping us getting this motivarium in either. Maximum priority beavers. It's only 20 treated planks. Just a casual 100 times less what this one takes up here. Oh, we're in a drought. That's right, yeah. I thought we were doing some things during that speedy up bit. So we're in a drought. We've got 9k water. Hold up. I bet you didn't think we'd be doing a speed 4 all the way to the top of the breeding progress so we can press pause on another breeding pod in the season finale, no doubt. Cycle 69, man. It's a cruel mistress. And you can tell I've had more practice with speed 4 and the breeding pods than the bot assemblers, because that was speed 4, knee pausing, straight on 99%, unlike this. Oh, 0%. Now, while we've got 18 days left of Cycle 69, 18 days into Cycle 69 as well, let us speed back up here in the corner and watch the beavers crack along, getting the motivarium, all the platforms, all the bloody power shafts in. So Cycle 70 can be highly motivating and maybe even breathtaking for the beavers. And there was one more thing I wanted to mention in a speedy up bit before the episode ended. There is one more Cavey episode coming. It's not tomorrow. It's not an episode. It's a tour. a map tour, and I'm going to spend a bit of time getting it edited decently and everything, doing the best I can of the tour, you know. I want to do Davey proud. We need to show off his big map and his grand designs, you know. Plus there's some fancy little edits I want to try my hand at. Going from bare map to fully realised Cavey, for example, that should be very nice to get sorted. But if you have anything at all that you want to have showcased on this map, or if there's parts of the map that you're like, how does that actually work, MiGly? I've watched your episodes and that, but you don't a kind of shite job at explaining it, so how does it work? Let us know, pop them in the comments. As much as this is probably going to turn out to be a huge pain in the arse to do with all these mod updates when Update 7 releases, I'm going to wait until this video goes live, at least 48 hours after the video goes live, to record the map tour. So I just got into a mild panic because everything dried up because I never resumed the automation on the water dump there. But as I was saying, if there's anything you want to see in the map tour, let us know in the comments. That's the only way. Because you never know what I end up forgetting and never ends up in a map tour or just showing ever. Welcome to Cycle 70. We unfortunately didn't get the motivarium in during Cycle 69, lacking a couple of logs. I wonder why we're lacking a couple of logs. It's almost like we've removed loads of bloody log chopping space all over the map. Ooh, speaking of removing log chopping space, you don't need to be chopped down anymore. But this oak here, that needs to be chopped down. Now what kind of progress did we make up in here? Ooh! Thank you, autosave. Mad bit of progress. Look at the beavers gone. What are you doing, pal? Aye, look at him. Ah, the box. He's packing things. He's unpacking things. You've got the beaver banging away right next to him. Oh, yes. That's right. These have like heaps of stages, don't they? I remember that. And now we are proper banging away now on the wonder. You know what? You know what this reminds me of? The Wonders from Travian. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, and I sincerely apologise if I am. Travian was like a browser game. Might still be a browser game. I haven't looked into it for a very long time. On purpose. That and Tribal Wars. Those are two things that I spent far too much time as a wee one playing in web browsers. But they had like wonders and things that were stupidly expensive, like an end game thing, and it was mad. It sort of reminded me of this, especially when there's loads of beavers on it. I wonder if we need to get a bloody builder's hut. How many beavers can we get on the gun actually banging away in here at once? I've seen 3, and now I've got 4 builders, but this is a medium priority job, so the other builder is surely doing something around here. Aye, look, there he was banging away, getting cogs in everywhere. But you know, we are simply waiting on logs. That's it. Just waiting on logs, peeps. Oh, but now the tunnel's in here, and I don't see any stranded beavers. And I won't see any mangroves because there's nowt here. But can we plant the mangroves? That's the question. You know what? I'm not going to click the forester. It was a drought that we just came out of, wasn't it? Aye. So all of this is up. Yeah, we're filling the big tank. Speed 4. Get the tank filled. You'll be able to watch the hour spill. And I'll actually have it in shot this time. Look at it gone. Right, now that the water's overspilling, let's get in here and see if we have a forester come through and plant some mangroves. Ah, sure hope there is, like, hang a boot. I have a feeling the forester can't reach, but I've also just realised I'm being an absolute buffoon. Forester? Oh, bloody floods every time, man. Honestly, I don't even care. Let's just take the terrain doing the flood guns away then. Yeah, the forester has range, but only to there, so I reckon by the time they get out to here, there's no range left. However, if I switch my brain on, just a second, that's all it takes, just 1 second, I'll realise I can just pop a ladder there, and then the forester can just go down the ladder as need bother. And because I never checked how many resources this takes, look at all of these bonus resources we're getting back out of nowhere. Woohoo, yay! That is a decent amount of logs though, so we should be able to get old mate up in here running the old motivarium. But aye, let's keep this level here. We want to keep an eye out on the motivarium and to see when the ladder gets plopped in there. Motivarium's in! The motivarium's in! It's in! That didn't take long. I don't even think that was a speedy up bit. Damn! It's a proper little theatre, isn't it? Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to put it at the edge of the world, so it was like outlooking the edge of the world and that. That's mint. I was initially going to have it facing this way, but with the power on the side, it's much better to just have it facing this way. Oh, well, now that's in. Beavers might be getting tackled into this little ladder here, maybe. Too far from district. That's nothing that a handy-dandy small warehouse won't fix. And the beavers... The beavers look mental up here without the actual staging for the exercise plaza. And I didn't be embarrassed, beaver. Look, the train's back on. You look normal again. I didn't mean to upset the beavers. Go on, come back. Aye, there we go. You can exercise in peace all day. Need judgment from the cupcake. Oh, and now the beavers can't reach the bloody rubble here. Handy dandy small warehouse to that block, and now beavers can reach the rubble. And now just to make sure we don't miss it, I'm clearing the planting area. The beavers can just get this in whenever they fancy it. But for now, I want to while away the time till the tide watching these platforms getting banged in here. What platform's in? Now, can they reach this one? Ooh, they can't. I was being cheeky and it turns out I was being too cheeky. Well, beavers, looks like we're going to get some platforms on there. Then everyone's favourite, nice and cheap ladder stack up here. Now, do we need this? Is this strictly necessary? So I believe the path comes to here, and we should be able to build it all the way up. Alright, so we've got beavers banging away on the platforms, and hopefully the ladders, and then they'll be able to get up. Oh, the high power shafts in, look at that bad lad. Still didn't have enough supply for demand, but we don't have all of these running. We only have 3 that aren't running, like, but that would be enough. Maybe not with all of this on, but it would be enough. Do we have ladders in here? We do. Right, ye get deleted. When they need for your handy dandy services, we'll pick up your 3 rubble. And beavers, I would love it if you picked this up, you know, because we're going to end up plopping a mangrove on there. I mean, we did just do that at clock off a clock, so why didn't we real casually watch these beavers exercise about here? Look at them all, keeping fit. And then when the morning rolls round, we'll dip underground and watch the mangroves get planted. Look at those mangy groves getting planted. Get amongst it, beaver, you legend. And what's your problem with this one here? Why you no plant mangrove here, beaver? Can you not reach or something like? Look at him not being able to reach. You know what will help him reach? If I delete this berry warehouse and this pesky little lumberjack flag that's just knocking all the range out. Aye, Boodoo, get yours down there and plant this extra mangrove here. Why aye. And you know what? While you're out and about, why didn't you go ahead and plant some more bloody oaks right there? Now we do need the lumberjack flag. Let's put him on top of the ladder. I love it. That's going to be the permanent on top of ladder lumberjack flag there. It's the 3rd and final ladder top lumberjack flag. I bloody love it. We didn't want beavers getting back here anyway, and well, I was going to say getting contaminated and that, but the whole point of that is the beavers can just go down the ladder anyway if they want to. Oh, hello. I'm getting slapped in the face with a large water wheel. But anywho, beavers, now that you've got this in, get yourselves building all of this stuff up. Bots! Woo the bots! We need more bots. Look at that, knee bots in the bloody scrap yard. Well, let's unpause this bot assembler doing here on 0%, because why not? And if you've got 14 beavers dying out, get in the mines. I bet you never thought we'd be sending the beavers into the mines in the finale, did you? There's a many of things that I'm pretty sure neither me nor ye thought were going to be doing in this finale that we're doing in this bloody finale. You know, beavers, you scrap away in there until we've got bots again. Oh, look, the beavers on his little platform banging away, getting the next little stage in. Oh, there's 2 beavers doing there. And I saw a beaver drop off some treated plank and all. Oh, it's cracking. We're cracking along here. We then got all the gears in. A fair whack of metal blocks and all, like, look at that. Yeah, no, it was always going to be a treated plank shenanigans at the end. I didn't realise pine resin was going to be the shortage, though. Though I suppose the fact I didn't realise that was going to be the shortage is probably the reason it's the shortage, isn't it? What do you think, Mr. Beaver Farmer? Do you reckon it's the reason I've got to show the Beaver Farmer effect off? Morning, beavers! Get yourselves out of bed! Get yourselves running up and down those ladders! And get ready for this bad tide to roll round. We desperately need it. We actually have 0 bad water. Look at this. We're going into the bad water tank. It's empty. And there's not another tank beneath this. There's nought beneath this. And if we run out of dynamite, we won't be able to make any scrap metal, will we? Eee, MiGly, what you doing? This was a temporary thing. Get the bloody beavers back slurping in here, man. You've got no bots to begin with. Speaking of no bots to begin with, there's going to be no one slurping up in here, is there? Eee, MiGly, man. Oh, no, there's bots up here. Fair enough. I would rather, like, switch these 4 to be beavers, like, not gonna lie. These can be beavers. I'm gonna delete these for the 9 of everything that's in them. And before I end up forgetting, has the rubble been picked up down here? It has! Because that's a mangrove bit of land there. Mr. Forrester, get the mangrove in! Oh, I love the mangrove action. And then just to make sure, because I went a bit crazy when I started this map and marked like everything for cutting. Like, look, even all the way down inside here, it's all marked for cutting. But yeah, now look at that. We got our bonus mangroves doing there. The beavers will be loving all the fruits. Our berries are on the rise, as you can see by the nigh on full box of berries there. Therefore, I think it's time to rip up all of these berries up in here and replacing them with grapevines. That's including those oaks there that I've just overridden. But this berry here, that berry can stay. This is a nice little berry row here. And then it turns into grapevines. And I hope we have a berry picker come along our day, right on cue, before we have a builder banging the hammer on here. You know what, that's not going to happen unless a maximum prioritises it. MiGly, if you want to see a bunch of beavers banging away in the blueberry field, you need to maximum prioritise that. Because that's the only way things get done round here, isn't that right, pal? Are you still Boonoo? Why are you 66-year-old Boonoo planting the grapevines? Old man Boonoo likes to look over the edge of the map. You'll love the motivarium when it's up and running. If you're still kicking, that is. Whoo, splash through the waterfall. And we're making decent little progress. We've got the ladders in. Yes, that means the beavers will stop building this platform. Not too bad. Couple of logs and we'll be in. Literally 6 logs and we'll be done. And since we have 2 ways of accessing this, let's unpause this little shaft. And then I'll work my way back from there. And I'm just going to go ahead and plop that in now before I forget. You know what I'm like. I'll tell you what, I am super keen to come back and do a proper speedy up bit of this little build here. Look at the detail, man. You've got a beaver inside that little spinny bit, making sure, you know, the bearings are all set up correctly. Very, very important on a contraption like this. And then you've got the beaver packing the boxes there. And then you've got the beaver hammering away, keeping the planks and the floor stable. So much detail on these wonders, like. Cannot wait to see it all. But for now, we've got to real casually get all of this in, you know? So why don't we sit here and while away the next couple of days until the bad tide hits and we have to micromanage a couple of floodgates. Here we are, it's floodgate o'clock. Oh no, it's not, another day. Sorry, beavers. Well, sorry to you, because now we have to do a dodgy little speed 4 speedy up bit while I just sit here and talk, and that really happens. But, well, I mean, stuff could happen. We just need to wait a day, basically. And then once a day is over, we can just crack along. Live our life to the bestest of our abilities, including in birds in this wind tunnel here. Alright, it's been a day. That means I can very safely get ye up to 1, and then that will allow this bad water tank to fill up in our spill out the corner of the map there. And am I seeing this right? We didn't have the bots available. Maximum priority bot beaver job that. I want yous in. That's even higher than the priorities up here. Which honestly, I might just switch to beavers. Nah, bots, because we've got the charging stations here. We've got the charging stations. Let's get back to doing a little bit of an on-pause job here. Oh, it's only 1 more. Only 1 more. Let's go. Speed for 1 more. And this is it, peeps. Once this is in, we're going to have power to a motivarium. Let's get a proper tidy little angle here. Oh, and the sun's going to be setting. Come on, beavers. Get that log in. Yes, come on, beavers. And then the sun's going to set, and the beavers can sit in the motivarium. What the? Hang on, we've got the wrong angle here. Spin around. Spin around. I didn't know something popped up. Oh, it's a proper show. Well, I was saying it was a proper theatre, didn't I? Let us sit back and watch a speedy up beaver show. Hopefully some beavers rock up and sit and watch it with us. I love how the beavers are right in our face at the bottom left there. I didn't look at what was happening at all. So some beavers bang away, get the owl breeding pod up and running, then they chop down the forest and they build a city. Right, I was trying to figure out why the lights are flickering on and off. That's when beavers are coming in and out, aren't they? But look at the motivarium, man. It's bloody mint. But yeah, as I was trying to say, they're getting confused. Yeah, it's a tale as old as time, isn't it? The motivarium is grand. How close are we on the old wind tunnel? Minimum priority, maximum priority. Well, thankfully we didn't make very much progress up here. We want to get all this on camera. Well, everything that hasn't been built already, you know. I just figured out a way I can check if this is 100% contaminated or not. I can raise it up and then lower it down. You see all the non-contaminated water there? I saw you. I saw you. I see you building up. But to be fair, we actually don't need this. Realistically, we can just let this piss out the side of the map the whole bad tide. These 3 sources doing here, they keep the bad water tank up and running just fine. Ooh, pine resin. Pine resin. Oh, it's a bot thing, isn't it? Oh, no, but bots are in there grafting. So we're actually making treated planks again. That is grand. Treated planks are not a material for here. That's just metal. But metal is a material in here. Right. So we'll see some treated planks going here, but we shouldn't see any more metal blocks going here until this is in. So why don't we do the world's wildest speedy up bit? We can't make it that fast though, because there's far too much sky in view to do too many little day and night cycles through here. But what we can do is hope that the beavers get the wind tunnel in within like 10-ish days. And it's in! It's bloody in with a day and a half to... Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm outside the map. I need to zoom out a bit and then I can get my controls back to normal. Yes, it's bloody in a tunnel. It's just a kit. A kit flying. Oh, done the doors out, right. Hi, Ian! Let's watch you fly about! Look at him, God! Absolute! Oh, he's controlling these... Oh, and the route again. It's clock off a clock. We're getting all the beavers that should be in the wind tunnel. Look at them gone! Oh, spinning around. All different heights. I wish I could have plopped this in the cave. Like, it would have been grand in the cave. But it's grand up here anyway. I love how the farmer's hat stays on, though. That's a very tight fit right there. Oh, the wind tunnel. It's in. It's only a 30% bloody power efficiency and all. You know what, right? Grease, we're full on. Extract, we're basically full on. When we come out of this bad tide, I'm going to pause the centrifuge. Oh, I was going to say I didn't think of this, but I did. I did think of that. That's what these are for up here, you see. Unpause all of these bad lads. That should all be maximum priority jobs, but doesn't matter because we've got that many beavers not going to boot anyway. Speaking of beavers not going to boot, this is a bot job again. Providing we actually have any bots. Bloody, are you not making any bots? Can you hurry up? We'll get the last couple of percentage out there and maybe get a bot in the bloody mine here. Thank you. And now look at that. We've got fluid dubs dumping all the colonies what are doing into the river here. And then once it falls down into the river, it goes through the little underpass here, all the way past the wheel, and goes and moistens up all of these little mangroves here. Tell you what, I'm kind of proud of that little camera work there. That was, like, decent. For a map this tight, and I even went underneath the overhang and that. Patting myself on the back there. But before we end up pishing all of the Waters colony out the map here, let's just pause these. And I was hoping I was going to be able to go ahead and get a little stream gauge under the platform here, but I had a feeling it doesn't let you place it under platforms. I could very easily place it there. There's no reason for this platform to be here. It's not accessible by anything. So that's what I'm gonna do. Plop a stream gauge on there, beavers. Maximum priority. And then once that's in, I can do a little bit of attached stream gauge automation up in here. Go on, beavers. Bang away inside that lumberjack flag until that stream gauge is standing tall and nice and strong, because it'll have some current it has to deal with and all. I can actually get the current as well. We can get current measurements. Now let me check. Could I get current measurements yet? No. Okay, good. I always seem to do this, but I got 0.3 days to set up some automation. And there we have it. They're all set up the same. And set up so when it gets below a block down here, they switch on all the way until it gets to half a block. And I've still got 0.1 days to try and get inside of a house here. Oh, basically got inside of a house. Look, there I am, straight inside of the house. Proper little bit of aim to gun. Oh, what a beavers! Get yourselves up out the house and up and doing all these ladders here. And with cycle 71, all we have left is banging away on here, isn't it? We've just got to pop some resources in. Let's have a check of our priorities. We've got nothing being built. I'm going to unpause this deep barred water pump here, just so I can finish slurping that tank there before it evaporates. And I said I was going to pause the centrifuge, but I'm not. I lied. What's going on here? Do you need to be lowered again, mate? Did I not lower you earlier to 0.85? Did I click the wrong one and do it? Yeah, the one that's permanently closed I lowered. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, but we have just came out of a bad tide, which means the tank up the top isn't going to automatically fill. I need to make sure the contamination's down to 0, which it is, so we can get that up to 1. We can get that up to 1. We've got overspilling everywhere except for in the bloody river, which is where we need it. Real quick and casual speed 4 while we get the water overspilling and maybe even have a couple of beavers swimming. Well, now that we got the water overspilling there, we can go into this sluice here, this lonely little sluice, and open it on up and have a look at how dirty the battery is coming out of there. That's actually not too dirty, you know. 1% contamination. You're having a giraffe, aren't you? You've been an absolute pest take this whole map, and now you're all nice and clean and happy. That is the way, though, isn't it? That is the way. I've never seen these bloody waterfalls when you cut them off. Look at that. Big cut-off waterfall. And our hill stayed very moist over here. Oh, and look at all of these grapes we've got a bit picked. What's the crack here? Are we full or something? Whoa! Why aren't you picking grapes, mate? What are you doing with your life? Not seriously though, where are you? Oh, you're over there picking grapes. Ah, fair enough. I'll let you off this once, mate. Just this once, though. See, I thought we weren't supposed to be getting flooding over here. I thought 0.75 stopped all the flooding. You know what? I'm just gonna hang about with the beavers that are floating about here. While away the rest of the evening. Look at the tail's flapping. Oh, it's mid. Big fancy speedy up bit here. Now, fair warning, I'm not sure how fancy or long this fancy speedy up bit's gonna last for, or at least the fanciness of the fancy speedy up bit. Because as last time, I'm physically moving my mouse very slowly and trying to make it smooth, and it turned out shocking last time, so I need to make it look a bit better this time because it's the bloody finale. Way! That's the end of the speedy up bit. That is the end of the speedy up bit because someone left the sluice on auto when the bad tide happened. Close that. Oh no, I'm gonna have contaminated beavers and everything on now. No, not on the finale, MiGly man. So how does one go about fixing this? Why the finale? Why? My best bet is to go into advanced, disable this during a bad tide so I can actually take it down to 0 and it stays there. And just dump out whatever water's left from here. Clean it out. Clean it out! To the best we can. I really didn't want any contaminated beavers. And I don't want to have to do some dodgy shenanigan stuff. I just want all the bad one out of this map. And if that means wasting a whole block up the top on the spillway, so be it. Look at that, I've already got one unwell beaver that we're going to have to say. But then let's like, where am I going to send the unwell beaver to, you know? Alright, let's untick this box. It should put itself back up. Happy days. You may as well just be up one still. Yous are going to start unpausing yourselves. Oh, at least I've got 11k water now else, you know. Loads of water stored up there. This is still fairly contaminated, isn't it? How contaminated is it? 9%. Is that enough to cause issues for the beavers? We're just going to have to live with it. We're just going to have to live with the contaminated pool. Unfortunately. I mean, these mangroves are enjoying the contamination here, so, you know, I didn't really see a problem with it. I had to go out the speedy up bit anyway, because I need to do some micromanaging when it comes to bloody bad tides, if you remember. Oh, yeah, and of course, we got the bloody ghouls. Let's have a look at this. Almost every beaver copped to swim during the temperate season there. Beavers are enjoying some mangrove fruits. I love to see it. And look, I'm pretty sure the beavers just aren't getting round to the campfires and rooftop terraces because they've got all of this fun stuff to be getting on with. Wind tunnels, motivariums, no mud baths. But it's all there to be getting along with. You know what I might do actually? Bring the walking hours down to 16 permanently. That's right. As soon as the sun goes down, that's when yous can clock off, beavers. Apart from the babbies, you're always clocked off. Look, it's up to 85% efficiency now. This babby's getting absolutely blasted. And it's not a babby, it's just an adult from far away. We're cracking along our reach here, I must say. We may even be building some sort of wooden surplus here. Look at that, 8 logs. I guess that's what happens when you stop building all of the things, isn't it? What we got here, 26.6 days. Now it's a matter. Let us continue the mad speedy up bit and see just how smooth we can get it here. Well, as we come around this time, I think I'm going to have to say that this little stuff isn't working here. I think if I do it in real time, like I'll do one more rotation here, like this looks alright, decently smooth. But when I try and go really, really slow, it just gets all dodgy. And look, I'm out of space now. I'm off the edge of the desk. I'm stopped. And now I have to pick the mouse up and move it again. So yeah, nah, good idea, MiGly. But I don't think we're there yet for a good old-fashioned speedy up bit of that. 99% pause. That's us in. Because yeah, now we have heaps of bots knocking about at the moment, like. Heaps of bots sitting up here trying to slop unnecessarily. Let's pause these because you've got your automation unpause when temperate season starts. You know what, these can be paused now. There's no point in you beavers just sitting there. You may as well get yourself doing to the bloody motivarium / wind tunnel, you know, maybe even the exercise plaza. Or, if you want to be all classic about it, get yourself in Cavey's cave and sit by a campfire. And I do see that we've got a contaminated beaver. We're just going to let him live. It is the finale. And just so you know, Jaggers here, that is the only reason that you're surviving, pal. And to be fair, if there was more than one contaminated beaver, I'd probably find a little 3x3 spot somewhere and pop a little District 9 on. Well, for now, why don't we embark in a nice casual old school speedy up bit while we make some fair dinkum progress on this big walled repopulator. Keep your peep as peeped for, of course, the centrifuge spinning, because we never paused it. Beavers in the wind tunnel. The tribute ingenuity spinning away there. And every now and again, you'll be able to see the fluid dumps on pause and start pissing fishing with colonies water supply doing into the river. The mildly contaminated river, that is. But you will also notice the fluid dumped down in the farm, filling that reservoir up again, slowly but surely getting the contamination down to zero for those beavers. And if you see a highlighted beaver knocking about, that's the contaminated beaver that I've let live, so he's living his best life up here, you know. Unfortunately, there's no technologies to save the beaver, otherwise, you know, we would get some sort of like pod to decontaminate, but there's no such thing, so big unfortunate. Oh, did I see that right? Bad water spills. Woo! Cave! Oh. Mr. Fluid Dump, you are very much needed right now. Because we've had back-to-back-to-back bad tides, we haven't been able to fill up the cave for good water and release it back out during a drought because, well, we haven't had a drought. Oh, no, beavers. Let me quickly ask you to cut these 3 here on the corner. You may as well get the wood out of it. And that contaminated beaver stuck around for ages, didn't they? I kept seeing them sneak over to the little terrace over here, or maybe just to look at the old beaver bust. Well, how much progress did we make in here? I don't see any visual progress. We put a couple of 100 bloody metal blocks in. Our treated planks are the thing we really need here, like. What? I thought I told you. No. This is the 3rd time this episode I've brought this down to 0.85. Did I click this one? I clicked every other one other than the one that I actually wanted this episode. You know what? 3rd time lucky, we actually got it in. Beavers, enjoy having those resources back. I was going to say providing you can reach them all, like. Can I, real casually, pop a little power shaft on here and be like, move your ass? Oh, thank you very much, Lee. But yeah, I was trying to think, where can I pop another bloody treated planker, and I think I might be able to pop one here. Let's find out. As much as the smelters are important, don't get us wrong, the ratio here just points us towards making go, oh no. I got any pine resin, have I? That's the issue. The bloody pine resin's the issue. That's it. This whole top layer, pine. And they cut either corner either. And we still have 1,000 metal blocks to plank in there, so I think for now it would be advantageous to at least have a smelter up and running. Beavers, build that please. And bots working there. Right, let's get these floodgates up to 1. Get some water flowing in our tank here. That way old mate can... Oh, he's already filled it up. Well, I can pause you. You don't have to continuously pitch water out the side of the map forever. Now what? While we make it night time and wait for this to clear up, why don't we come back up here and have a little bit of a gush over this pipe here, man? Isn't it bloody lovely? It's got 3 rooftop terraces, 2 clocks, and 1,000,000 shrubs. I personally prefer this rooftop terrace up here, but that's just me enjoying a bit of out of the way, up a height under the spillway action. And look how the light reflects off the metal on the overhang there. It's a gleaming. Beavers, have you not got this bloody thing in yet? Surely you should have this in by now, like. It should take you about 3 seconds maximum. Apparently we're running short on gears for some reason. Oh, I suppose that makes sense, you know. Maybe we have some sort of building going on that requires some gears. But in 6 gears time, we won't need any more. Speaking of not needing things anymore, this centrifuge can be paused officially. And Beavers, here's a little bit of motivation for yous. Once yous get all the metal blocks and all the gears in, wait for it, I'll unpause your coffee house. Aye, that's right. You might finally get a little sip of coffee. But first, you got to smash some cogs in here, Beavers. Get the last 4 in there so we can get the power connected back out the back here. And powering the old tribute ingenuity here. At a solid 84% efficiency and all. Since there's nothing more important in Cavey right now than getting these planes up and running. Feckin' bad tide! You know, last couple episodes when I've been buzzing about getting a bad tide and that and wanting bad tides and need droughts. Knew I want droughts because I didn't have to mess with the floodgates on the pipes and the water just flows as it should. But yeah, now this really isn't a speedy up bit anymore. I'm just sort of hanging about here. The second these get replanted, I tell them not to be chopped doing anymore. I've even resorted to doing it at speed 5 so it takes up less time. Oh, that takes started. Pause. Right. There's nothing daft happening, is there, MiGly? Right. This sluice is closed. These 2 should be always closed and this one's closed because it's automatic. Right. So we've avoided disaster this bad tide, which is a plus, you know. And yous have got all the gears in. You just need to get the metal blocks in now, Beavers. And we're running out of treated planks in the efficient mine here. Luckily enough, old mate's got some taps to be shacking away with. And I'm just going to continue to sit here at speed 5 and unmark these trees for cutting whenever they're replaced by pines. So yeah, now I'll not make you sit through this laggy nonsense and check back when I'm done. You know, that'll do for now. That'll do for now. This here is technically part of this hill, so that should remain as an oak and being cut down. But the rest of this, you're just pine resin to be shacked. Look at this exhausted farmer hanging about Right next to the new monument. You're not homeless, are you? No, you live in the barrack. I was going to say we really should not have a homeless problem. I made sure of that. And I doubly made sure of it when I paused this bad lad. Tell you what, our population is dive-bombed, hasn't it? 52 there. We were up to nigh on bloody 80 before with 4 of these running instead of 3. Oh, and yeah, I may as well just have all 4 running. Because once again, I got the ratio wrong. It's 1,000 per 10 days, not 1,000 per day. So 11,000 water will easily last us 13.1 days in this bad tide. Even with the pushing the water out of here, and occasionally pushing water out of here into the cave and all. Which actually, it's around about that time you need to start doing that, beaver. Get unpaused. Do a real casual speedy up bit. You know what? Look how efficient this beaver is at getting this full. It takes him no time at all. And then once it's up to the tippity top there, we get him paused. And everything stays nice and green. Now we have pine resin. Even though I spied 2 there. So, Mr. Treater, are you treating away? Why, I'm looking at 8 in the stock there. And are they getting delivered over here? Oh, they're shite. Prioritised by haulers. We're going to have to make sure we get treated planks in there. Otherwise, we're running to scrap metal, you know? We didn't want that. And since we got 10 days left of this bad tide, why didn't we just real casually whiz our way through it? Make whatever progress can be made on our big wonder here. And we're back in the room. Cycle 73. We'll soon be having beavers. Oh, no, we won't, because we need to make sure that this gets down to 0% contamination. And once it's at 0% contamination, I can pop my floodgates up to 1 and fill this up, slip up all the water, and get our beavers nice and wet in the swimming pool there. Now, we did also make some progress on the old all-3 populator here. We've got a beaver banging away all day long there. But how much progress is a bit of visual progress? Oh, not bad. 500 more metal blocks and we'll be able to unlock the coffee for ye laddies. Now what, I want to do a little speedy up it of the swimming pools from absolutely empty to teeming with beavers. Because what I'm wondering is, when it's sped up, do you just have like a blur of beavers where you can't really make anything out? You just got like blue and pink and purple tail blurs going on and everything. And I want to get a proper beastie little angle here to watch the waterfalls stop falling after they flood everything, of course. It's just part of life in Cavey. The farms flood. If we could, we'd grow heaps of rice. Well, that's it. We've got a big drought. Well, we've got a 17-day drought. But having that drought there does mean we've got some water stored up in our big pipes here, as you can see. And that should keep this little cave down here topped up. Now, not forgetting our cave pool here. That comes out of this sluice, the OG sluice for this reservoir. To you, to me, to you, to me. I tell you what, this looks mental. I'm not even going to speed this up. Look at that beaver. He's absolutely phasing through himself. Now, one thing I will do is finally get this construction priority up to maximum. Not that it matters. It's the only thing to be constructed. Look at our hooves and towers. It's neat. With the lights on and everything. Looks mint from afar, like. Looks like a proper little bit of skyscraper action, doesn't it? Now, let's do a speedy up bit for the rest of this drought here. And keep an eye on the beavers that are working. Their movements start, like, coming together. And, like, they start moving backwards and going in slow-mo and that. And that's just me watching here live at speed 4. Once it's sped up in post, it's gonna look mental. Here we are, cycle 74. Are we cracking along? Not too bad. Not too bad. Would be doing a lot better if I actually had some bots on the cracks. I used to. Up and running, go! Bots, 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 bots. I want bots, bots, bots. I want lots of bots. And as we've got a new drought started at 21 deer, I decided I'm just going to leave these running the whole time. Why have we got any power? Where'd the logs go? Where's my logs? Logs? But yeah, now we may only have 30 odd heeds and chassis and that left. But this is the finale. We don't need bots forever. We only need bots till the end of the episode. Oh, look. Why is all of this here? Oh, you know what? I done like a lot of that in Speed 5. I think that's kind of messed some efficiencies up. Yeah, these are definitely marked for cutting and everything. We're not full on log storage in the slightest. And we did have a significant amount of beavers die of hunger there, you can see. So yeah, nah, no more Speed 5. No more Speed 5. Speed 5 bad. I was Speed 5ing because I've got about 15 minutes if I push it to do this episode. And I do not have another chance to record this until after Update 7 comes out. So I'm going to go ahead and help out our beavers a little bit by giving them metal blocks and treated planks. Aye, not just those warehooses either. I'm going to do these ones too. And if you haven't just clicked off the video, utter disappointment, I kind of explain how this is okay if you want. Like, we're making the materials. We're not going to run out of food or water in the next 5 million cycles because our maximum drought or bad tide length is 30 and we have enough to deal with that, even if we stop all production for 30 days. 60 days, 90 days would be fine. Well, maybe not that long, but you know. What I'm trying to say is that we would produce and build this if I had another 3 hours to sit and record this episode. Look, we're already up to 4 and a bit hours on this episode. I'm pretty confident it's not going to be under 1 hour at this point. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead, turn the fog off, so you get a full mad view of Cavey there. It's like someone's just turned HDR on, innit? Everything's so crispy, including those lovely logs there that burn down. But let's not speed up too much, because I've just filled all of these up. And since I'm going to be entering into a tidy little speedy up bit, I'm going to treat the beavers right, unpause the coffee brewery there for them. And now that we are big cheaty McCheaty pants, why don't we observe the wonder being built? And yeah, now on the cheaty thing, I could have just not told you. I could have just cut it out the episode, done jump cuts, done speedy up bits. See, I can easily hide the fact that I do things during speedy up bits, like those builders huts, for example. You didn't see me build them, or spend the science points changing it over to bot workplaces, but they're there, they're in and they're working. So yeah, now, if you were mad, I hope you're now just appreciative of the fact that I was honest with you, because I could have just not been. Plus, it's honestly just a time constraint thing, and the update coming out, it's just one of those things. Everything lines up, just like all the daily uploads lined up for Cavey. I am kind of proud of myself. It's been heck as the daily uploads, but it's been well worth it thanks to yees lot tuning in. I'm seeing that yous are watching the majority of the video. Fair amount of new people are finding the videos and like going back and watching Cavey and that. It's really cool to see, because finding new channels with new series that you just immediately fall in love with and can binge watch the whole thing, they're my favourite memories on YouTube. Like, I'm like, oh my god, new channel, and they have like multiple series I can just sit and watch for the next 3 weeks straight. And yeah, there's definitely been 1 or 2 people that have copped that, and that makes me feel very happy that there's people being gladly entertained by me. And we've got a new tide. Look at the bot grafting away on there. I think cycle 75 might be where we get it done. Like, look, there's a bot tinkering. This bot looks like the heat button, the bloody thing. I mean, you can see old mate, he has got a hammer, but the other one looked like it was heat button the bit of wood. I'm kind of happy I put the builder huts on though. You can get heaps of beavers knocking about building this. And we've been putting them in. I've had to fill these warehouses like 3 bloody times. I just keep emptying them. Give all. And as it currently stands, I've got about -3 minutes left of recording time. I'm pushing me luck here, like. So let's switch up the camera angle, strike back into another speedy up bit, until this is bloody done as far as I'm concerned. Until it's bloody done. Oh, they're all in. It's all in. I was just topping up all of these bloody warehouses here, and I was like, oh yeah, how much is it left? It's all in. Oh, let's go, speed 1. Now, is it just going to take ages to actually get put in? Bad tide approaching. Yeah, it just takes ages to actually bang in. Right. But before we enter into any more speedy up bits, we need to put our ceremonial path on the top of that ladder. That ladder was going to go up, but it's not anymore. And as well, I spied a ceremonial path on the top of that ladder there. And that ladder there. And this ladder here. And now we can enter into a lovely little spinner run speedy up bit, watching the bots and the beavers work together to get this bad lad in here. And it should be done quick enough to where the speedy up bit isn't particularly nauseous. Oh, but if I flip the lighting, it might get nauseous. Like, I definitely didn't pick the right object to focus on, like, to do this speedy up bit, spinner run bit. But yeah, nah, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. The beavers have clocked off. We've just got the bots left. What's the percentage on? I don't even know. I just want to see it in. In it's in. The ballista's in. I mean, the earth repopulator's in. 500 treated planks and 500 berries. I think we've got the berries. We've got the berries. We can pop them in there. Grafters, maximum priority. All 80 is in here. We need this stocked up with all the treated planks. You know, we could make this a little bot workplace, couldn't we? I think there's still fire beavers out the top when I click launch, but the bots are going to be running 24/7 getting all the treated planks and that. But look at this beast! It looks mint with the blue lights on and all, like. I imagine that unfolds. We've got a bit of a hingey block there, and then the iron tails just get shot off to repopulate the earth. And while the bots are busy getting all of the materials required for a launch, why didn't we do a casual pan with this bad lad highlighted to show all of its area of effect? And I love the fact that I never set this to bots. That was probably never actually working. But yeah, now get these deleted. I don't like them. It'll give the beaver builder something to do, won't it? Picking up this scrap. Oh, stranded boat. How many stranded bots are here? It's probably all 4 of them in it. Read. Hey Beavers, you know, while you're over there like doing things, do you mind getting a handy dandy small warehouse in real quick and rescuing these bots? And while you Beavers are sorting out that handy dandy small warehouse and rescuing the bot there, look at Cavey in its final form. This is its final form. There is no more to Cavey than this. What a beautiful map! And it's absolutely beautiful when the sun goes down. You've got the pipe top terraces, you've campfire cave there. Not forgetting the finest roof in all the land. Look at that roof. Keeps all the water nice and warm for when the beavers are swimming in here in the big tank. You do have the bots rescued, so pick up those logs. I think they immediately pick them up, you know. But for everything else, sweep the rubble under the rug. And what about here? 17 planks. Of the treated variety, of course. Why didn't we hang about here? And wait for the bots to quickly get these bid pads in. Hang on, you can't even see the bots coming in and out here. Unless they're not taking this route, which... Why wouldn't you take that route to get to the planks that are in there? Oh, because it's already 500 in. Well, I guess this is it, isn't it, peeps? It's in. It's ready to launch. I'm recording 18 minutes later than I very should be. Let's click the launch button. And it's unfolding. Look at that little pattern on the top. And who's going to be the brave beaver to come and get shot out? It's a bot. Oh, the bot's out. There he goes. Ah! Are all of them going? Does it send all of them out? I didn't realise that. Can we quickly change these to be like beavers? I don't want bots getting shot out with this. But what I do want to see is how far do we follow these bad lads? Can we follow them? No. They just soar off into the distance there. I can go around and catch them like. Say hi, mate. Enjoy your freedom. Now, was that a beaver? Nah, that's still a bot. Well, let's see if a beaver gets shot out next. Where's the next shot coming from? Where's it gone? There they are. They're gone up. And it's another bot. It looks like this is a bot run. We're getting all the bots up and running first. Get there, Moot. Fold it up. And congratulations! I completely forgot about this, you know. Well done. Your technological prowess allowed you to utilise industrious strengths of the Iron Teeth, conquer this map, and build the faction's wonder. We pioneers have flew away out of the wasteland, leaving the thriving settlement behind them. If Earth is to recover, the newfound beaver's prosperity needed to be shared. It did, but it needed to be shared with other beavers. And there's our cave map. All flexy starting, all completed on the Iron Teeth. Now on 2,000 days in our like. A fair amount of water consumed. We even painted some tails. Cut a fair amount of trees. Broken the odd tooth. Manufactured zombies. And detonated 126 dynamite. Well, let's resume the game, because we do have some very important things we need to do. Like, example, giving this all. Oh, and new goal, 61. Everybody like the Earth, repopulate our big +10. You know what? I'm gone full cheat mode here. I've just give this all of the invents, so it's ready to go. I'm going to jump to next season, and that means all of the trees and crops and everything are planted. Look at that. You've never seen Cavey quite like it. And the reason I've done all of that is we can't leave Cavey without it overspilling. I love how it overspilled at the bottom as I said that. But yeah, now let's let the water tank fill up. Overspill for the last time here in Cavey. And as the sun sets and beavers are about to begin to clock off. What do you mean not enough workers? Shut up by your face. Bonus worker, get yourself in there now. And I'm assuming it shoots these beavers here. So, with Davey Jr., the 33-year-old here, taking the lead, why don't we launch this bad lad? Because I can have a conversation with the beaver once he's up here, and I'm sure he'll let us on. Hey, Davey, do you mind if I hop on with you? There's a bunch of Iron Teeth in a canyon that desperately need my help. They have no idea what's in for them.
Why, I cupcake you helped my ancestor get the cave up running. I'll help you get back to the canyon.
Cheers, Davey Walkhead. Let's go. I know how well can I keep you in shot. Let's go, Davey, me and you. Flying off into the sunset. I love it. Come on, Davey. Oh, what a feeling. That's it. As the last few beavers dive out and repopulate the earth, the launch platform's going to fold itself up, and that's going to be it. We've got another tour left in us. But most importantly, I'm looking forward to catching yous in the next video. Toodle